Good evening. This is my review of the 12 step Alcohol Anonymous meeting that I attended. Did this via Zoom. The purpose of the meeting is to share their experience, hopefully gain strength and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The attendance allows those with the addiction to maintain sobriety. The members um, are to stay sober and help others achieve their sobriety. So even when someone has overcome their addiction, they stay within the fellowship and help others overcome their addiction to keep them from relapsing. That's the goal of the program. The meeting I attended was the Triangle Group. I met with them, and during the meeting there were about 15 people in attendance. The meeting began with a statement from the organizer. It had both men and women in the group. They shared their strength and their hope with each other that they may solve their common problem of addiction. The requirement for the group is that they have a desire to stop drinking. There were no dues or fees during the membership. The opening statement to me was very powerful and empowering, uplifting to those that were in attendance. It resonated with many of the members as they began to comment. The group seemed like they had met, together quite a while, so they meshed very well. During the opening of the meeting, each person was given an opportunity to state their name and say where they were from. And the introduction was real timely and very well received. When I think about it, the meeting started with the statement of sanity. And I was puzzled kind of at that topic. Like, where in the world could we be going with that? As the leader began to speak, he reflected on the restoration. The restoration of our sanity means that we get to regroup, recoup, or realize our real potential. But it required a power greater than ourselves. Many of us had balked at this notion, but our best thinking in active addiction got us in the mess that they found themselves in. So true humility and open mind can lead us to faith. And every AA meeting is an assurance that God will restore us to the sanity if we relate ourselves to Him or release ourselves to Him. So sanity was defined as soundness of mind. Soundness of mind was discussed as a place to work toward. So the group seemed very supportive of those that shared during that time frame. When they were reminding them of being confident, the leader kind of encouraged them to support and encouragement to those that were surviving from soundness. Reminding them to be confident in their own personal strengths that lies within them. So that topic really resonated with the group. It, as I watched some of their faces and expressions, it just seems like they really, understood and could relate to the topic of sound mindedness, true humility, and the meaning of gaining sanity. As I watched more of the group dynamics, I think the group really, came together. The members didn't look like they were having issues with their alcohol addiction, which was kind of, interesting to me. I think I went in with a mindset of thinking that, some people could have withdrawal symptoms or, just kind of maybe stereotypically looking. And I was quite surprised that that's not what I seen. I believe in their mind, in my mind, there was like a particular look of a person, and there's really not. So this was a true misconception on my part. Often we go into things with preconceived ideas of what a person may look like or should appear. So I'm grateful I was able to have more open mind and release some of the biases that I may have developed. What I learned about myself is that I can integrate into any setting and participate in a positive manner. I was astonished that the members had the confidence to share their stories in such an open forum and to be honest about their history. I was touched by one of the members' enthusiasm to come out into a large group and support each other. My initial perception of the members in the room is that some members may be shy to disclose their stories, but I was amazed that everyone came forth to discuss their shortcomings. I think sometimes we, as people, we wear masks. And these people seemed as if, I'm uncovering. Here, I'm really getting to the truth of my story. In my clinical review of the meeting, it helped me gain knowledge and insight to alcoholism. Really and truly, I haven't had firsthand knowledge of alcoholism, but I have met, had family members, extended family that had what I would call would be social alcoholism, where, in social settings, they really, got, what we would call drunk, in a sense. And then they would go to work and function as normal. But this was continuous activity. So in my clinical review, attending the meeting helped me by increasing my comfort with treating the addiction in the future. It assisted me in addressing the spiritual issues related to some of the programs, being this 12-step program is spiritual based. And so that was a welcoming, because I do feel like, when we have open ourselves to regular prayer, meditation, or any type of higher power, it does strengthen us in order to address the need that's within us. I feel like I would be comfortable referring people to recovery programs. I remember one comment is like, work the program because it works, was one of the statements. So the overall tone of the meeting was friendly and inviting. I was, touched by those personal stories and how open everyone was about their problems, their mistakes, and the discussions that yet continued. Most of them had used alcohol to deal with negative feelings that they may have, and even if it was only a minor problem, alcohol was their answer. And so being able to have that relationship that I'm not alone, that, it's not just me feeling, when I get mad, I want to drink. So having that connection amongst them was really inspiring. Adding alcohol to someone who is upset is only like, putting fuel to the fire. And each of them were able to express that, I know that this is not what I need to do in response to that. So I think they gained coping skills by understanding the sound mind. I found myself in being able to see it from a different viewpoint. Them coming together, looking at their vast differences, some of the mothers and fathers and grandparents, sons and daughters, some professionals, some were unemployed. So knowing that this really doesn't have a demographic area. This could affect any group of persons. And they all came together with a common goal, is that I want to be sober. I want to have a better life. And striving for that was something that I could see them striving for in the group and coming together. They seemed as if they were willing to commit and change their lives. And I think that's the the great thing about the meetings and what they were trying to accomplish in it. So I definitely would consider, during practice of being able to refer clients to a good AA meeting that would help strengthen them to maintain sobriety. Moderation was not their goal, it's to actually live free of alcohol. That's my presentation. Have a great evening.